Okay, welcome back, Standing Strong Zoom, to another block. This is week 1 of another 10-week block, 2 classes a week. So these are included for you, for your full paying members, free of charge. If you are just Zooming only, that's there for you too. We're going to start recording some more sessions, so they're going to be uploaded to YouTube. So 2 a week is the plan, and we'll have them uploaded 2 by the end of the week on Friday. We'll try and get them uploaded as soon as we can, but at the end of the week would be when to expect both of them to come on. So you can do them on demand. You can wait, if you're a sleepless person, you can get up at 2 a.m. and do an exercise class. Only joking, don't do that. For this class, you just need an exercise band, 2 dumbbells. You can use canned food or little made-up weights at home, and a chair. Okay, we're going to go through a few things this term, new techniques, new stuff in terms of lunges, rotation type movements that we're doing in class. I'll stop talking now and we'll get into it. So let's just get into your little bit of a walking / jogging warm up. I'll just get you sorted out there. So it's about 5 degrees this morning where I am. And you know what I say about warm ups when it's cold? You need more of it, yeah? It's important to warm up at all ages, but especially when you've had soft tissue issues. I'm a poet and didn't know it. If you've had soft tissue issues, like, or arthritic pain, all that sort of stuff, you're going to need it more, yeah? And as we get older, our bodies forgive us a bit less, don't they, than they did when we were like 20. It'll just be here, so just always go at your own pace. These classes are mixed, so we've got mostly Banksia and Ed Gofford, but a few ones join us. And so I will target it generally. But if you've been following us for a long time, which a lot of you have been, you know that you can start putting your own little flavours to things. So for instance, in this sort of thing, you can increase the intensity. So you can be someone who runs back and forth, or you can be someone just who walks back and forth. And it all depends on where you're at. Okay? So you don't have to copy it like word for word. Have the kind of poetic license, so to speak, to move in the way your body needs to. The other thing too to mention is, in these classes, and any group class, everybody's different. Some of you might be going through, rotator cuff issues. Some of you might have, had an active hip problem, or some of you might have had a vestibular issue, which is causing dizziness. And so if I've talked to you in person, or if we've treated you in person, and we've got your little individualised plan, or if you've been seeing a physio or another health professional elsewhere with the individualised plan, make sure you always factor that into your workouts. Because the one-on-one assessments are usually very accurate, whereas in group sessions, obviously they become more general, okay? And so you have to bring that in there. Excellent. So we're going to go step behind, step behind. And then we'll just swing the arms. It's good to see all your faces today. Keep encouraging each other to keep going with this. We're really wanting to support all your fitness goals, wanting you to achieve not just what you want to achieve, I want you to achieve more than you expected. Your success is my success, and I really love it, hearing the goals that you've achieved and the things that you can do. Inspiring to me. Should be pleased with how you're all going, because just turning up is the first thing, isn't it? Yeah, just turning up. I'm a believer in natural talent for things, as you probably are, but I think just turning up and doing the work trumps that. Yeah. Plenty of people who have the ability to move well and just naturally built, kind of aesthetically aware. But the person who just gets in and does it will beat them every time, I reckon. Good. So we're just going to do some just gentle squats. I've got lots of things planned for you guys this block. I'm really excited to teach you some new things, but really affirm all the existing stuff. So and we want to just be really sensitive to your needs as well. So if there's ever anything that you want to go over, or if you've got certain issues that you feel like would it be good to do some exercises for that, just email me. And if your question is something that will apply to all of us, there's a good chance we'll put it in there. Because we want to really be a dynamic class that's a little bit democratic in a way. All right, so up onto your toes here, like so, and then reaching. I worked out the other day, if you were to turn up to all of your 10 weeks of live sessions, and if you were to do 2 sessions of Zoom a week, the cost per exercise class is $1.67. How about that? All right, so we're gonna step out, reach out. Yeah, so tell your friends about us. We want to help more people. We've still got room in a few classes to grow. Keep being the excellent models of physical activity that you all are. That is just a wonderful thing. All right, so let's just warm up our shoulders. We're on a mission to decrease frailty. I don't want any one of you to experience any degree of frailty as the years go on. If you have a look at the, if you were to type in frailty into your search engine, and it's a big passion of mine to reverse it and to prevent it. That's a big thing in aged care physio. It's one of our biggest target areas. To me, it's more important than falls even, and that's saying something because falls are very, very important. But frailty is one of the largest problems that over 65s face, and it's preventable mostly by exercise. And you'll know people who are frail. Everyone has a story of whether it was your mum or dad or friend or neighbour, the isolation it causes. But that's not your future. So we just want to really invest in that. Strengthening is just such a key thing. And it's not about I'm preaching to the converted here. It's not about vanity, you know, in the sense of like I'm investing in my body, I'm going to have big muscles and all this sort of stuff. It's about function. It's about just being independent. It's being comfortable in your own body, being able to do all the things that you are made to do. And it's so treatable. And the biggest thing, in my opinion, that you can do clinically is just have an exercise habit. You know, have an exercise habit. And you guys are in that now, aren't you? Like, so you, out of all the Standing Strong people, there's almost about 200 of us. So you're the dozen odd people who do 3 times a week plus whatever else you're doing. So really, just know that you're making an excellent investment in your health, and know that Simon and myself are cheering you on. Let's just open up our hips here. And don't feel like you can't reach out at any time. Sometimes I'm hard to contact because I'm all over the place in the community and all that sort of stuff, but emails are fantastic, and I love to hear all your emails. I love to hear the constructive feedback that you give. Love to hear the compliments, love to hear the things that you want to improve too. They're really, really valuable to me. So don't feel that you can't ever do that. All right, so we're going to do some balance stuff. Rocking forward and back. Keep your pelvis sort of fairly stable here. So now we've done our warm up. Hope you're feeling a little bit warmer. We did a bit longer today because it's just so cold. You might be okay in your own home if you've got the fire on or aircon. But I am super cold. No point straining a muscle, eh? Who wants that? So we'll start off with our balance, and do a bit of core stability, and then we're going to put it all together, okay? So what I want to teach you again is something that we haven't done heaps of. It's a core stability technique. So if you've ever been to a physio, the back pain, you might have done this technique, or if you've done Pilates or yoga or anything like this before. I want to just teach you this technique quickly, just as you rest, and then we're going to integrate it into other techniques. So there's this muscle, deep muscle in your abdomen that goes sort of like a corset. When you contract it, it narrows your waistline and it stabilizes your back. All right, so what I want you to do is, without holding your breath, draw in your belly button towards your spine. And I want you to put your fingers just on the inside of your hips. So if your hip bone's here, just put your fingers just on the inside of that. And as you draw in your belly button, hopefully you'll feel that muscle bulge on either side. All right. Now, if you can't feel it, just make sure you dig a bit deeper. So you've got the little bony bit to the front of your hip and just about maybe a finger width on the inside, and just dig down a little bit and then draw your belly button in until you feel really, you can draw it until you really feel that bulge, yeah? Now that's what we want, and we want it equal on both sides. So what I want you to do now is draw in, and as you hold there, I want you just to do some natural breathing. So take a breath in and out whilst you hold that, without letting it go. That's it. Again. If you don't have it by now, don't stress. This can take some weeks to really get. Just try and visualize the movement and do your best. It'll come in time. This is really critical. We're going to try and integrate core stability with balance now, and you'll start to notice a lot more gains over the weeks and months that you exercise with your balance. Okay, so that's this one. You can practice that, a couple of times a day. But I want you, when I talk about drawing your belly button and tighten your core, this is what I'm talking about for that technique. And so what we're going to do is do this thing now, and we're going to add it to our lunges. Okay, so we're going to start 1 foot back, 1 foot forward. Notice my feet are about hip width apart. Draw in your belly button. I'm on the ball of my back foot. Hands are locked here, and we're just going to come down and up. Down and up. Now, if you have good, no knee pain, it's okay. You can come all the way down and up, and I'd encourage you to, right? But if you have knee pain, just come down only that little bit. And I want you to put your weight as if you're coming through the heel of the front foot. All right, so just down here and up. Now, the other thing I want you to notice is the angle of my trunk and the angle of my shin have got to be parallel. So if I'm doing that, it's too much of a lean back. And if I'm doing that, see how it's kind of like too much of a lean forward. You want to be about there. Can you see how that's roughly parallel? And your eyes are just comfortably looking down and forward. And when you see it, it just looks more stable, doesn't it? Okay, and it's easy to get into your glute muscles a bit more. So let's go to the other side now. Now the other thing I want you to notice, see how my feet are facing forward, my knees facing forward, and my knees coming down straight. I'm not coming down where it's coming in or out. It's coming down right in line with the middle of my foot. So see if you can pay attention to that technique. It's very, very important. And I want you to feel it in this muscle here, right? You will feel it, of course, in other places, but I want you to really contract that glute muscle. It's the biggest muscle in your body, so we need to use it. If we use all the potential of the biggest muscle in the body, we'll have far less problems. Good. Excellent. All right, grab your dumbbells and we're going to start putting something over the top of that. All right, now, just for ease, you can use whatever you want. I'm just using half kilo ones just to show you that you don't have to do a whole lot. All right, so come back to the first side again, into here. And what we're going to do is, do a squat and then a lift out. Squat, lift out. Now what we're doing with the lift out is just coming diagonally forward and up, right? So it's not out or there, it's forward and up, right? So it's squat, squat, squat. And you want it to be really comfortable in your shoulders. Squat. Your shoulders are kept back and down as you lift up. There's going to be a slight bend on the elbow, and notice my thumbs are sort of upwards, as in like the thumb side of my hand is up. Right, so it's this. Good. So we're integrating top and bottom. If you can get your top and bottom half of your body to work together, that's a plus, isn't it? All right, other side. All right. Oh, this side's worse. Okay. You'll have a worse side, that's for sure, won't you? I'm still a bit sore from the last 2 days of doing this. We did it pretty hard yesterday in the Edinburgh class. And I'm feeling it on this side, so sorry about my form, folks. It's a bit trashy this morning. But you get the idea. Good. All right, just relax for me. We're going to do our lateral lunges. Okay, so we're going to have our hands just here, so they're locked in place. If you've got a kettlebell, you can do it as well, or whatever you want, a hand weight. We're going to come down and across, down, across. Now my neck's not up, it's kind of looking down and forward, so that way my neck's not craned. Yeah, it's sort of still straight. So you stick my bum out, draw in your core. If nothing really happens at your shoulders, see how I'm just staying put there. Now, watch what I'm not doing. I'm not doing that. I'm staying low and going across, almost like there's an imaginary bench that I'm sitting on and just sliding over. So I want you to make this movement nice and smooth. Notice your knees aren't kind of flopping around everywhere. And I want you to feel it in the glutes. And what you can do to make it easier is have your hands here. That will be easier for you. And this will be a bit harder. Okay? Good. All right. Well done. I want you to really pay attention to your technique. It's foundational. You can only build strength on good technique, otherwise injury results. Very good. Now, we're going to make it a step harder. So you can have your hands up here or hands down here, depending on what you want. So now we're going to come to the balance and down. Balance and down. So it's similar to the last exercise, but rather than coming across, we're pushing off and coming into our balance. So push off, coming into your balance. Now this core has to stay on. Draw your belly button in and keep it nice and stable. You want to have enough control so that if I said stop and balance for 30 seconds, you could do it. Now that will take a lot of practice, because when you're moving into a balanced position, you're like, whoa, yeah? But over time, if you can have that level of balance, you really make some strides. Good. And you don't have to use weights for this if you're feeling like it's hard enough already. All right, we're going to go this way, and you can have the weights down as well if that's easier. So you can just try different techniques. Right, so you can have this technique where you can try and stick it. See if you can try and stick it. Right, keep going there. It's good. Excellent. Have a rest. All right. Now this next, we'll do that again, but we're going to add arm movements. This is going to be really hard, okay? So only do this if you feel comfortable. So you're going to come up into the single leg and then bicep curl. Up into the single leg, bicep curl. Up into the single leg. Hard, isn't it? Whoa. My right side at the moment is pretty shocking. All right. Who was I saying not what I do? Okay. So if you get like this, like I am, it's a good chance you're fatigued. And we did a very heavy workout yesterday, which is why I'm struggling. Okay. I might need to move on in a minute. Try again, Adam. Yeah, I'm actually struggling. I'm going to put my dumbbells down. We might go on to something a little bit different. Okay. What we want to do is our rotations now. So we're going to start off with one foot in front, one foot in back, hip width apart, coming onto your balls of your foot and rotating. You might find using socks on a wooden floor is easier. You just got to watch that you don't slip. You can do it with shoes, it just depends on how much friction there is in the carpet. Good. All right, other side. And again, core stability on. So draw in your belly button up here. You want to be a little bit robotic, right? You want to see how it's kind of a bit, everything's together. Try and keep those feet parallel to each other. Good. All right. Relax for a minute. And now we're going to do the harder one. So this is the rotational lunge. Now, good thing this is recorded, so you can watch this again if you need to do it. We did this last week for those of you who are here. It's something that I like to teach, particularly in offers this term. Give yourself a couple of months to learn this, okay? So I'm going to turn around, sorry to put my back to you, but it's just so that you can follow on. So this is the exercise, right? This is the exercise, and I'm going to break it down in a minute. right? And then you would do the other way around. So it's a rotational lunge. So lift up your leg, turn to the side and pivot, lunge, step down. That's 1 rep. Rotational lunge, pivot, step up, rotational lunge, pivot, step up, rotational lunge, pivot, step up. Some of you won't be able to do that. If you know that's you, don't try it until you feel like you can control the other ones. Okay, but this is for the people that are at that level. Okay. All right, so let's do that again. Lifting your left leg, turning, down, up, here, 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 there, here, 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 here. Now, if you can't do that, rather than just watch along and go, I'll just wait, just do some kind of rotational stepping just to get that pattern into you, okay? If you can't do this one. All right, so you keep doing that one. Just don't get yourself dizzy. And for the rest of us, we'll go the other way around. So we're going to go right knee, out, lunge, down. Oops, I missed that one. Right knee, out, up, down. Right knee, down, up, down. Right knee, lunge, up, down. Bravo. Well done, folks. So grab your bands now. You're doing very well. Very, very good. All right, let's do the open the curtains. Here's the side step. Try and get your arms fully extended. Now you can narrow your hands like this so you've got more resistance to pull against. Or if you have an injury, you might just want to keep it loose. Yeah. A little bit of a forward bend, like you're in that kind of semi-squat position, like so. Excellent. Good. Relax. Have a drink if you need to as well at any time. And if you need to sit out for a set or two, go for it. Listen to your body at all times. It will tell you things. Okay. It often tells you things like, oh, gee, I'd love a coffee right now, doesn't it? Gee, I'd love to stop. That's what my body often tells me. All right, so we're going to do a rotational lunge. Watch your knees here, just a little bit of a yield. So I'm not really going heaps deep, right? And I'm not letting my knees come in. They're staying over the top of my toes, right? I'm always staying above, see in line with my toes. And I'm not bending forward too much. I'm staying a little bit more upright. Okay, so it's just a really smooth movement. Excellent. If you ever get with this sort of one, start to fatigue in here, you just stop there, okay? You don't go through fatigue or pain. Get where we need to go. Excellent. All right, so put one foot here, one hand here, and the movement's going to be a shoulder raise. But we're going to do it from a squat. So squat to press, squat to press. And if you can do it in the one kind of movement, see how that's kind of a continuous movement, the better. Keep your core on. You can have as much resistance in the band as you need to, so hold the band lower if you want more resistance, and hold the band higher if you want less. And if you have shoulder issues, just do it without the resistance, yeah? And get that pattern. Don't let your knees come in, don't let your feet collapse, keep that arch there, keep that core on. You'll notice a difference long term if you really pay attention to your technique. Good. Other side. So you can do it with the band, of course. I'm just going to demonstrate without the band for those of you who have shoulder issues. Excellent. So notice we're doing a lot of two-part exercise. We're integrating top and bottom. Okay, and when your body can start talking to each other like this with different exercises, it's the cherry on top, right? It's how we're made to move everything together. So this is the place that we want to get to in exercises where we're actually doing that sort of stuff. Good. All right. Flip this over. All right, so we're going to do, this is going to be a little bit harder. We're going to do one hand and the other hand, right? One hand and the other hand. Notice I'm just a little bit bent. And we're going to go one hand, other hand. One hand, other hand. One hand, and you can experiment. You'll probably find it easier if you do it opposites. So left hand and right foot stays forward. Or you might want to think about it, left hand and left foot move, and the other stays fixed. That's probably an easy way to think of it. So core on, you don't want to wobble around, right? Can you see the difference between kind of this, which is easy, and this, where everything's staying put, which is a lot harder. Yeah, and that's when you'll notice you make those real changes. So don't look up, just look down and forward so your neck's not on any stress. That's it. Well done. Good. Relax there. And what you can do is just increase the weight of your band. So if you find that easy and you can do 12, 8 to 15 reps and it's not too much of a problem, go up a band. Yeah, and then you'll notice the real change there. Okay, let's do some bicep ones. So let's just do some biceps. So curls, keep your core on, everything aligned. Don't let yourself slip into a lazy habit of just doing this. Your body will thank you later. Keep your shoulder back. Keep your neck relaxed and chin tucked back. And that way, you don't just exercise this, you exercise a lot of your stabilizer muscles. And you get so much more bang for your buck. Okay? We want to make sure that what we invest in exercise is a good dose, so you don't have to keep doing it. You do it well the first time, you end up not having to redo it. Who wants to redo it? There's some research I've been reading about. It's probably a bit too boring for a lot of people, but it talks about how many reps you can do and the different effects it has on whether it's strength, endurance, and all this sort of stuff. But they find that high rep ranges with low weights, there's a law of diminishing return. So pretty much if you were doing a weight that is 20, you can do 20 reps or more really easily, it's probably not going to do you a whole lot of good for strength. Almost no point. You've got to have it heavy enough so that after about 15 reps, you're starting to feel like, oh man, I can't do a whole lot more. Okay? So if that's you and you're just coasting on a yellow band and you're like, this is easy, go up. Right? Do yourself a favor, go up. Okay? We've got bands for you. Just do let us know. All right, pop those bands away. Let's do some warm down for the last 5 minutes. So we'll just go over our work. Good time to reflect on your workout. I really want you to get in the habit of, at the beginning of the workout, we're preparing, we're warming up, we're scanning our body. Always get yourself in the habit of what's hurting today, what's feeling good today, do I need to modify anything? Okay, you'll be surprised at how much you learn about your body if you just do that. And then you concentrate on your techniques and you build the endurance of those techniques. And then at the end of the workout, you reflect on it. And it doesn't have to be a deep and meaningful thing. You just go, what went well? So for me, right, if I was reflecting on it, Or if I was preparing, I would just say, okay, I've got certain amounts of pain in my right side today. So with the shoulder ones, I have to go a bit easier on that side. I'm going to do this one. And I noticed that because I did a workout yesterday, my balance on the right side, I just couldn't do anything more on those lateral lunges. I just fatigued. Okay, which means that okay, I might need to make sure that I don't do this back to back, right? Or I change the exercise. So that's just my little reflection, right? And it's always a good way just to learn about your own body, and that's really it. I don't do more than that. I just go, well, I remember that for next time, and I'll apply it for next time. It doesn't have to be a long thing, but you'll be surprised at how much time you save. How much time you save, and how many injuries you can prevent just by going, oh wait, I am feeling really tight here. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just going, oh, she'll be right, and then ending up tearing something, and then you got to wait another few months for it to heal. So, yeah, just get yourself into good habits like that. And I speak to you, this group, about this because you guys are, in terms of our whole group, you guys are the ones like doing more frequency of exercise, right? So you guys are the ones actually in that habit more. So I'm giving you some more like deeper level skills, right? That you don't have to worry about when you're just starting to get into it. Okay, let's rotate around. So I hope you find all that sort of educational stuff valuable. I like to talk along in the Zoom sessions, one, because there's no other sound going on. But two, if you want to start learning a little bit more about your body, you can just take what you need. The other thing that you can do is if you feel like, man, I don't want to listen, I just want to watch, just put it on mute, put some music on, and just carry on. Yeah. So whatever works for you. All right, so we'll just do some rotations here. So you've done very, very well today. So if you finish the whole workout, you give yourself a pat in the back, because it was a tougher one. I don't expect you to have mastered any of that, right? All right, so stand on one leg, curl around. Side. All right, just sort of some shifts from side to side, lifting up the opposite heel. And then push, push. There's not much effort, just kind of reaching out. Just the washing machine. I don't know how you came up with this exercise, but it's a good one. Probably some kid just mucking around and their mum or dad, who was a health professional, said, oh, let's do that. We'll go from there. All right, let's do 3 slow deep breaths, okay? So when you breathe out, I want you to purse your lips. So it's a really slow breath out, and we're going to breathe out so that we start high and we finish when our hands get down. And that just really focuses on that diaphragm, helps the vagus nerve and your relaxation. So deep breath in. Purse your lips. Try and time it so that, yeah, when you're at the end of your exhale, that's when your hands are there. And this just gives you that kind of timing mechanism, if that makes sense. Again. And don't take 2 rapid breaths together, right? You'll get a bit spacey. Have a bit of a moment. Just pause. Let yourself settle. And well done. Give yourselves a clap. I'll take ourselves off record. And if you want to do this at any other time, it'll be up on YouTube later. So enjoy it at your leisure. And thank you for joining us.